Rachel Barber. The 15-year-old from Melbourne had the looks and the passion to be a dancer or model. She was tall and elfin, featured with brilliant emerald eyes. She loved to perform and was a promising student at the Dance Factory in Richmond. Off the stage, Rachel was an unexpectedly shy teenager, especially with people she didn't know. She had loving parents, Elizabeth and Michael Barber, two younger sisters, Heather and Ashley Rose, a devoted boyfriend, Manny Corella. On March 1 of 1999, she got up early in the morning like every other day. She wore long black pants, a blue top, some jewelry, and a backpack with a wallet inside. It was a pretty typical day for her. She would catch the tram every morning to her friend's house, where they would all get breakfast and then they would go to the Dance Factory together. She was very excited that day and told her boyfriend that she was gonna make a lot of money from a new job she got from her old friend, and was very secretive about that. Her classes that day were finished at around 5:35 p.m., so she and her friends were walking towards the tram station. She and friends had to part their ways because she wanted to catch a different train that day for some unknown reasons. Rachel didn't tell anyone where she was going, only that she would be back at the tram terminus to meet her dad at 6:15 p.m. but never showed up. Her parents searched for her everywhere and returned home with empty hands, so they filed a missing case at a nearby police station and the police started investigation. A former Dance Factory student, Allison, riding the same tram that night, later told police, "I remember Rachel looked quite beautiful and that she was striking in contrast with this other girl, who was plain looking." Police got CCTV footage from that tram station where she went missing and found that she was with a girl, as Allison mentioned. Police got Allison in so that she could draw up a sketch of what that girl looked like, and they were finally ready as well for the Barbers to make a public appeal. The very next day the police had come up with the sketch of how that girl from tram station looked like. For their dismay, no one recognized the girl in that sketch, and soon after Elizabeth Barber got contacted by Caroline Reed Robinson, who was a former babysitter of Barber's sisters. She called her after 6 days of Rachel's disappearance to inquire about the incident and to console them. That was when Elizabeth suspected Caroline and informed the police about her. Police started investigating about her and found out that it was her, the girl in the sketch Allison drew up. Caroline was 4 years older than Rachel. The 19-year-old was the Barber's trusted babysitter. Her younger sister was best friends with Rachel's younger sister. Caroline Reed Robertson developed a bizarre obsession with 15-year-old dancer Rachel Barber and stalked her. Caroline was a depressed, lonely, and aloof teenager who always had self-harming thoughts and always looked down herself. In her eyes, Rachel was a beautiful butterfly which she always wanted to be. So, she decided to live Rachel's life and made a plan to be her. She lured Rachel to her apartment and strangled her to death with a telephone cord. The night before her death, Rachel received a phone call from Caroline, court documents show. Caroline had a way for Rachel to make a quick $100. All she had to do was meet Caroline the next night after dance class and take part in a psychology study. The only catch: she must keep their meeting a secret. Rachel had no idea this offer was part of Caroline's premeditated and elaborate plan to lure the reserved and shy teen to her apartment in order to end her life. When the two teenagers got to Caroline's apartment, they ate some pizza together. Court documents claim Rachel's pizza may have been drugged. Caroline then convinced her to do some meditation as a part of the psychology study, asking her to think of happy and pleasant things. It is believed it was at this time that she placed the telephone cord around Barber's neck and strangled her to death. Caroline kept Rachel's body in the flat for 2 days, hidden in her wardrobe with the telephone still wrapped around her neck. The body was still there when Caroline closed the door to discourage her father from entering the room on one occasion when he visited her after hearing that she was sick in the days following the murder. She eventually relocated Rachel's body to her father's rural property in Kilmore, where she buried it in a shallow grave beside her pet Lucy's grave. It was there that it was discovered nearly 2 weeks later on March 13, 1999, after she informed police where they would find the remains. Caroline was eventually arrested and readily confessed. When her house was searched, an application for a birth certificate in the name of Rachel Elizabeth Barber was discovered. Caroline had obsessed over Rachel because she was pure and everything that Caroline had wished to be, and this obsession proved to be fatal. Caroline later revealed that at one point, the veil lifted and she reconsidered killing Rachel. She thought for a mere moment that she had gone too far before going ahead with the murder anyway. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison with a minimum term of 14.5 years. Caroline was paroled in 2015. Rachel's parents opposed her parole but expressed their wishes that Caroline, who has shown no remorse, be left alone to be able to re-enter society and hopefully give something back.
Let it go.